Hey everyone, let's talk about chasing your dreams. A lot of folks think success comes down to having the perfect crew, great friends, a supportive squad, or the right connections. But here's the real talk. When you start out, you're often on your own. Your vision, most people won't get it. They won't cheer you on, and some might even chuckle or try to hold you back. That's okay. Your dream is your responsibility. If you're waiting for someone else to give you a thumbs up, you might be waiting forever. The truth is, every big win starts with one person bold enough to take that first step solo. When you decide to go after something big, you'll notice one thing fast. Not everyone's going to be on board. Honestly, most people won't. They'll hear your idea, nod politely, but deep down they're thinking, no way that's happening. Some might even laugh in your face. And that's fine. Believing in yourself matters way more than chasing their approval. Think about it. When you share your big idea with friends or family, what do they say? That's too risky, you're not ready. Or even, you can't pull that off. They're not trying to hurt you, they just can't see your vision. It's yours, not theirs. People usually only believe in something once they see it come to life, not when it's just a spark in your mind. When I kicked off my first project, everyone around me thought it was a pipe dream. They pointed out I had no experience, no cash, no connections. Some even told me to quit dreaming, because dreams don't pay the bills, but I kept going. Not because I was some genius or had it all figured out, but because I refused to let their doubts call the shots. Here's the deal. If you let every bit of criticism steer your path, you're not in control of your future anymore. The problem with waiting for others to believe in you is you'll be stuck forever. People don't cheer until you're already winning. They don't clap until you're center stage. But when you're grinding behind the scenes, crickets. That's where most folks give up. They share their goals, get no love, and throw in the towel. But the real ones, they don't need applause. They start in the quiet and keep pushing. Another reason people doubt you? Fear. Most folks are scared of failing, so they project that onto you. If they think they can't do something, they assume you can't either. If you're not solid in your own belief, their fear can creep into your head. It spreads fast, and it's dangerous to let it take up space in your mind. Sometimes the loudest doubts come from those closest to you. Parents pushing you toward a safe job, friends telling you to chill instead of grind, or teachers saying you don't have the chops. Those words sting because you expect support from them. But here's the thing, they're speaking from their perspective, not yours. Their imagination isn't your limit. So how do you deal with the naysayers? You don't argue or try to prove them wrong with words. The best response is action. Work quietly, show up daily, stay consistent. Your results will scream louder than any debate ever could. People might not buy your words, but they can't ignore what you achieve. That's why the first step to crushing your goals is accepting this. Not everyone's gonna believe in you, and that's totally fine. You don't need the world or even 10 people to have your back. You just need one you. When you truly believe in yourself, you'll find the strength to keep going, even when it's dead silent. People often picture success as something massive. Building a huge company, raking in millions, or changing the world overnight. That vision can be so big it paralyzes you. You start thinking, I don't have the money, the team, the resources. And that's why so many never even start. They kill their dream before it has a chance, expecting to go big right away. There's the truth. Every giant success starts small. A tree grows from a single seed. A journey begins with one step. Even the biggest company started with one idea, one desk, one laptop. People want to see the skyscraper, but they forget it's built one brick at a time. When I started chasing my own ideas, I had nothing, no money, no investors, no network, but I had a spark of a vision and a ton of grit. I didn't try to build an empire on day one. I asked myself, what's the smallest step I can take today with what I've got? That's how you need to think. Waiting to be ready means you'll never start. But if you begin with what's in front of you, even if it's tiny, you're already on the road. A lot of young folks mess this up. They want instant results. Millions of followers in a year, a mansion in months, fame in days. But success isn't a microwave meal. It's like building muscle. You don't hit the gym once and walk out jacked. You show up every day, lift a little, add more over time, and eventually you're strong. Goals work the same way. Starting small builds your habits, your strength, and sets you up for bigger wins. Big dreams give you direction, but small actions give you momentum. You need both. Picture climbing a mountain. If you only stare at the peak, it's overwhelming. You'll think, oh, it's too high, I'll never make it. But if you focus on the next step, then the next, you'll look up one day and be way closer to the top. Starting small also means smaller mistakes. If you mess up, the loss isn't catastrophic. You learn, tweak, and try again. Those early failures, they're your training ground for bigger successes. If you fail small, you lose little. Fail big without learning, you might lose it all. People might mock small starts, saying, that's too tiny to matter. They don't get growth or patience, they want the whole picture now, but wise folks know small steps plant the seeds for greatness. You don't need to wow anyone on day one. Just take that first step, then another and another. Small beginnings also teach you humility. They remind you that a dream doesn't make you special, hard work does. That grounding builds something that lasts. When you're chasing a goal, keep two images in your mind. The big vision that fires you up and the small step you can take today. One inspires you, the other keeps you moving. One of the worst traps is waiting for a savior, a mentor, an investor, a friend to push you forward. I used to think like that when I was younger. If I could just meet the right person, it'd all be easier. But that's an excuse. The world doesn't reward waiting, it rewards action. If you can't stand on your own, even the best team won't save you. Relying on yourself doesn't mean you go it alone forever. It means you take charge. You don't wait for perfect conditions. You start with what you've got, even if it's just a little time or a few bucks. For example, some say, I'll start my business when I get funding. But investors don't back ideas, they back action. Show you can move with what you have and they'll notice. Relying on yourself uncovers strengths you didn't know you had. You solve problems, think creatively, and get resourceful. No one's born ready. Skills come from necessity. When no one's there to help, you figure it out. That's how real entrepreneurs are made, not in comfort, but in the grind. It can feel lonely, watching others have fun while you're hustling. You'll see people getting quick wins while you're still struggling. That's the price of independence. But if you can walk alone now, one day others will want to walk with you. Don't rely on external motivation either. It's fickle. If you need someone to cheer you on every day, what happens when they're not there? You stop. That's why self-motivation is everything. Wake up and remind yourself why you started. Push yourself when no one's watching. Life won't nudge you to get up early or keep grinding. It's on you. The journey to your goals can feel like a solo hike. No crowds, no cheers, just you and your dream putting in the work. Many quit here, mistaking loneliness for failure, but loneliness isn't a curse, it's training. It builds a kind of strength you can't get any other way. Most people want a crew to hype them up, but when you're chasing something big, not everyone gets it. They're living their lives while you're building something different. You might feel left out, wondering why you're on this path alone. That's when your resilience grows. Think about top athletes. Before the glory, they're alone in the gym, grinding through early mornings and late nights. No one's watching, but that's where champions are forged. Success happens in the quiet moments, not the spotlight. Loneliness also makes you face yourself, your fears, your doubts, your weaknesses. It's uncomfortable, but it's where you grow. You learn who you are and how to get better. That inner strength becomes your foundation. Don't fear loneliness. It's not about no one caring. It's about you sharpening your focus and discipline. It tests how much you want your dream. If you can't handle the quiet, you won't be ready for the noise of success. While others chase fleeting fun, you're building something lasting. Those lonely hours today, they're the strength you'll carry tomorrow. Failure is another big hurdle. Most people see it as a dead end, something to dodge at all costs. But failure is one of your best teachers. It doesn't care who you are, it hits everyone. And if you listen, every flop comes with a lesson success can't teach. Think about learning to ride a bike. You fell, maybe cried, but those spills taught you balance. Life's the same. Every failure shows you what doesn't work, and that's gold. I failed a ton when I was younger. Exams, interviews, early projects. Each one felt like a gut punch, but looking back, those failures built me. They taught me resilience, humility, and how to think outside the box. Most people quit after a loss, thinking it's a sign to stop, but failure's just feedback, saying, try another way. Imagine Edison giving up after one dud light bulb. We'd be in the dark. Successful people don't fail less. They just treat failure as a stepping stone, not a stop sign. Failure also shows you who you are. When things go south, your true grit comes out. It strips away excuses and asks, do you still want this? If you say yes, you come back tougher. Failure teaches empathy too. You get what it's like to struggle, so you're kinder. It sparks creativity, forcing you to find new paths, and it makes success sweeter because you know the sting of defeat. To learn from failure, ask, what went wrong? What can I do better? Treat it like a coach, and it'll guide you to stronger wins. Self-motivation is your fuel. No one's going to wake you up or push you to grind late. Waiting for a pep talk is a trap. Life doesn't care if you win or lose. It's on you to keep moving. Don't rely on motivational videos or speeches. They fade. Real drive comes from within. Know your why. Is it money, impact, growth? A weak why makes you quit when it gets tough. A strong one keeps you going. Build self-motivation with small wins. Set a tiny goal each day. Wake up early. Finish a task. Read a page. These stack up, boosting your confidence and fueling your drive. Discipline matters too. Motivation without it burns out fast. Some days you won't feel like working. Do it anyway. Action breeds energy. When failure hits, zoom out to the big picture. A bad day isn't a bad life. Keep your environment positive. Surround yourself with people and habits that lift you up, not drag you down. Ultimately, achieving your goals alone isn't about being isolated. It's about being strong. It's about trusting yourself before anyone else does. You'll face silence, doubt, failure, and lonely nights, but each step shapes you. Every critic teaches patience, every loss builds wisdom, and every quiet moment forges resilience. When you rely on yourself, you stop waiting for permission and start creating value. You stay alive through the hard seasons, knowing the sun shines coming. And when it does, people will see your work, respect your hustle, and join you. Success isn't built on constant cheers. It's built in the moments no one sees, when you refuse to quit.